welcome to our channel. In today's story, we'll venture into the mysterious world of a haunted house, where every shadow has a secret and every creak tells a tale. Stay with us as we uncover the eerie events that lie within. Get ready for a thrilling journey. Part 1. The village's history. Long ago, nestled deep within a dense, ancient jungle, there existed a thriving village named Vasampur. The village was known for its vibrant community, where families lived in harmony, surrounded by the lush greenery and the melodious sounds of nature. The village was an idyllic place, with numerous houses built from bamboo and thatch. The villagers led a simple yet content life, relying on the forest for their livelihood. They cultivated crops, gathered fruits, and hunted for food, living in perfect symbiosis with their environment. However, as time passed, a series of inexplicable events began to unfold. It started with strange noises at night, eerie whispers carried by the wind, and shadows that seemed to move on their own. The once peaceful village began to shroud itself in a cloak of fear. One fateful night, the village was struck by an unimaginable tragedy. A malevolent spirit, a ghost of unimaginable power, descended upon Vasampur. The ghost, with eyes that glowed like embers and a presence that chilled the very soul, attacked the villagers mercilessly. The attacks continued night after night. Families were torn apart, homes were destroyed, and the laughter that once echoed through the village was replaced by screams of terror. Despite their best efforts to defend themselves, the villagers were no match for the ghost's wrath. Within months, the village was reduced to a ghost town. The vibrant community was wiped out, leaving behind only empty houses and silent streets. The once thriving Vasampur was now a desolate place, haunted by the memories of those who had perished. Among the survivors was a single widow named Sarasvati. She had lost her husband and children in the ghost's attacks, but had somehow managed to escape its grasp. Alone and grief-stricken, she decided to remain in the village, unable to abandon the memories of her loved ones. Sarasvati, a woman of resilience, tried to rebuild her life amidst the ruins. She tended to her small garden, repaired her house, and continued to perform her daily rituals, hoping to find solace in the routine. But the ghost, it seemed, had other plans for her. Part 2. The ghost's approach. One evening, as Sarasvati was lighting a lamp in her house, she felt a cold breeze sweep through the room. She turned to find a shadowy figure standing in the doorway. Her heart pounded in her chest as the figure slowly took shape. It was the ghost. The ghost, however, did not attack her. Instead, it spoke in a voice that was eerily calm and soft. "Do not fear, Sarasvati," it said. "I mean you no harm. I am alone, just like you, and I seek companionship." Despite her fear, Sarasvati felt a strange empathy for the ghost. She listened as it recounted its story. The ghost revealed that it was once a handsome young man named Arjun, who had lived in a nearby village many years ago. Arjun, the ghost explained, had been a kind and gentle soul, beloved by all who knew him. However, his life took a tragic turn when he was betrayed by a group of girls who had pretended to love him. They lured him into the jungle and murdered him in cold blood. Consumed by rage and a desire for revenge, Arjun's spirit could not find peace. He became a ghost, a vengeful entity seeking to inflict the pain he had endured upon others. His anger grew with each passing year, turning him into the malevolent spirit that had terrorized Vasampur. Sarasvati listened to the ghost's tale with a heavy heart. She could sense the deep pain and sorrow that had driven it to such violence. Despite her fear, she felt a strange compassion for the ghost and agreed to be its friend, hoping that her kindness might soothe its tormented soul. Part 3: The Unusual Friendship. Indiana. The days that followed, the ghost, now revealing more of its human side, began to visit Sarasvati regularly. They would sit together in the evenings, sharing stories and memories. The ghost seemed to find comfort in Sarasvati's presence, and for a while, the village knew a semblance of peace. Sarasvati, too, found solace in the ghost's company. She no longer felt completely alone, and the terror that had gripped her heart began to fade. The ghost, once a fearsome entity, now seemed like a misunderstood soul seeking redemption. However, as time passed, the ghost's behavior started to change. It became possessive and demanding, insisting that Sarasvati spend all her time with it. The once gentle conversations turned into accusations and threats. The ghost began to exhibit strange, erratic behavior. It would disappear for days, only to return with a dark, menacing aura. Sarasvati's fear started to return as she realized that the ghost was struggling with its own inner demons. One night, the ghost revealed a shocking secret. "I have had many girlfriends in my time," it confessed. "They were all spirits like me, lost souls who wandered the earth. But I was never able to find true companionship with them. They could not fill the void in my heart." Sarasvati listened in horror as the ghost described how it had used these spirits for its own pleasure, only to discard them when they no longer satisfied its needs. The ghost's confessions painted a picture of a being consumed by its own desires and torments. Part 4: The Dark Descent. As days turned into weeks, the ghost's behavior grew more unpredictable. It began to exhibit violent tendencies, lashing out at Sarasvati in fits of rage. The once tenuous friendship now teetered on the brink of destruction. Sarasvati, now living in constant fear, tried to distance herself from the ghost. She spent her days hiding in the forest, avoiding the ghost's relentless pursuit. But the ghost was determined to keep her close. Its obsession growing with each passing day. The village, once a place of refuge, had become a prison for Sarasvati. She could no longer find peace in her home, and the memories of her loved ones now haunted her alongside the ghost's presence. She realized that she needed to find a way to escape the ghost's clutches. In a desperate attempt, Sarasvati sought the help of a wise hermit who lived deep in the jungle. The hermit, known for his knowledge of the supernatural, listened to her story and agreed to help her banish the ghost once and for all. The hermit provided Sarasvati with a talisman, a powerful charm that could protect her from the ghost's influence. He also taught her a ritual to summon the spirits of the forest, who could help her trap the ghost and banish it from the village. Armed with the talisman, Sarasvati returned to the village. She knew that the ritual would be dangerous, but she was determined to free herself from the ghost's torment. She prepared for the ritual, gathering the necessary herbs and setting up the sacred circle. On the night of the full moon, Sarasvati began the ritual. She chanted the incantations taught by the hermit, invoking the spirits of the forest to come to her aid. The air grew thick with energy as the spirits began to gather, their presence palpable. The ghost, sensing the disturbance, appeared before Sarasvati. It was furious, its eyes burning with rage. "You cannot escape me," it roared. "You belong to me, and I will not let you go." Sarasvati, holding the talisman tightly, stood her ground. She continued to chant, her voice unwavering. The spirits of the forest, drawn by her call, began to surround the ghost, their ethereal forms glowing with a powerful light. Part 5: The Final Confrontation. The ghost fought back, its rage intensifying. It lashed out at the spirits, but they held their ground, their combined strength overpowering the ghost's malevolence. The ghost's form began to waver, its power diminishing under the spirit's assault. Sarasvati, feeling the talisman's protective energy, stepped forward. "Arjun," she called out, her voice filled with compassion and determination. "You must find peace. Release your anger and let go of your hatred." The ghost, hearing its human name, hesitated. The rage in its eyes flickered, replaced by a glimmer of sorrow. It looked at Sarasvati, its once terrifying presence now seeming fragile and lost. The spirits, sensing the ghost's moment of vulnerability, intensified their efforts. They chanted ancient prayers, their voices harmonizing in a powerful chorus that filled the air with a soothing resonance. Arjun, the ghost, felt the weight of his past deeds crushing down on him. He remembered his life as a young man, the love and betrayal that had led him to this dark path. Tears, ethereal and shimmering, began to fall from his eyes. Sarasvati, seeing the ghost's pain, stepped closer. "Arjun," she whispered, "you don't have to suffer anymore. Let go of your anger and find peace. Your time on this earth is over." The ghost, now trembling, looked at Sarasvati with a mixture of sorrow and longing. It reached, "Thank you for joining me on this journey. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe for more tales that inspire and captivate. Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and never stop believing in the power of your dreams."